Hello and welcome to Straight Dude Date Night, a show where two straight dudes go on a date and they review it. My name is David Stallings and I am one of these straight dudes.
And I am Ricky Rivera, the Equalizer.
That's right, we got him here. This man is the Equalizer.
I come in the night and I will murder you. But for good reason.
Allegedly. Yeah, that's right, folks. Did you know that a brand new Equalizer movie came out? We didn't, but that's the thing that came out this week. And so we saw The Equalizer 3. I was also informed beforehand that it was a good movie. And I may have heard that through a buddy who heard it from a person. So not a credible source, because they were wrong.
You heard it from a friend who's heard it from a friend. That's always good.
But isn't that how it works, though? This is how it works.
Look, that's not how it works. You hear that and you say, oh, it was probably okay then.
No,
you got to dilute it down.
No, I mean, I feel, look, when you... Everyone gets their sources.
Expose your source. Expose your source. In front of the camera, expose your source. I want to talk to him.
I think it was my brother-in-law had mentioned it. And he kept asking me, actually, if we were going to see the movie. And so that's why I knew that, because he's a big fan of The Equalizer, which I love the first movie.
The Equalizer's awesome.
It's great. So he kept mentioning it, and and then it came out, and he's like, yeah, a buddy of mine said it was good. I'm like, yeah, I think we're going to go see it.
I could trust his source then.
Okay, I'm sorry, but it was bad. Like, man.
I was excited for this movie, I'm going to be honest. I mean, before we watched this, obviously I did my research, watched the other ones, and
like a good critic.
I was like, oh, this should be interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was the last one. That's not a spoiler for the movie, by the way. There's no spoilers for that of the movie.
Yeah.
They've just publicly have said, this is the last one.
We're done, yeah.
Did not feel that way. Did not know that until we looked it up.
I mean, I felt like that because Denzel, I don't know how old he is, but he seemed very old in this movie.
He's fine.
I'm sorry. Bro, I'm sorry to say that. The man just walked around the whole movie and just sat in a cafe for an hour and 49 minutes. And
oh my gosh.
I was driving home after this movie, and I thought to myself, I gave so much crap to My Big Fat Greek Wedding last week. And after this movie, I had more fun with My Big Fat Greek Wedding, which for a film that was supposed to be an action movie, and me, that's just not how it should have gone.
Yeah, that says a lot about the movie.
It does.
Yeah, I mean, for those listening and don't want the spoilers, you're gonna be disappointed if you're a fan of Equalizer.
Yeah.
I liked the first two, and this one is just misses.
Yeah.
So hard.
And I think, okay, if you've listened to a bunch of our episodes, you're gonna know we're huge fans of John Wick. Okay?
Love the John Wick.
That's
series.
the big action series.
Action, like that's top tier action.
It is innovative. It's a fantastic series. That is what action movies are gonna get compared to now, and so I feel like we're gonna come off with a bit of bias because of that. But also, this movie is objectively bad. So just know that, okay? We do have bias, but also this movie's very bad, and we'll tell you why.
I wouldn't even consider it action. There's
No.
maybe I think if you were to do the math, there's maybe 15 to 20 minutes of action and then an hour and 40 minutes of filler.
I genuinely think it's 5 minutes of action.
Yeah.
This movie.
It's like you could watch the first 6 and then skip to the last 20.
Yep.
And even the last 20 is a lot of grace. You're just going to get some like tense moments. That's it.
We'll go into that in a second. Let me give the synopsis of this movie real quick for people. It's not a lot. It's very simple. Kinda. This movie, what's his name? What's the main character's name?
Robert
McCall.
Okay. McCall, right?
Sure.
I'm pretty sure it's Robert McCall.
I couldn't understand him when he was given his name.
Except for when he's in Sicily. He's Roberto.
That's true,
But he goes by Roberto in the second movie, too.
Okay, I did not know that. Because I forgot.
And in the first movie, he goes by Bob.
Oh, sick. I like that. So Bob has just finished murdering a ton of people in Sicily, apparently, like mafia people. And
Casual.
Yeah. On the way out the door, gets shot by a kid, and then manages to make it to a small town in Sicily called Altamonte and is healed by the town doctor. And now he just lives there while he's recovering. Meanwhile,
he said some witchcraft prayer over him. He said,
yes. Ooh. He did very quick. It was super, super quick healing on Bob. Meanwhile, Altamonte apparently is being run by the mafia, who they're making their money by buying Syrian drugs, which in turn supplies Syrian terrorists, but then they resell the drugs so that they make even more money. That's the whole thing about them. But also they terrorize the people in this small Italian town. Mr. Bob, after a few weeks in healing, he starts to really like the town. And then because of that, he's like, I'm going to set up shop here. And the mafia people are making it not fun. So he kills them all. And that's it. That's the movie. Also, by the way, there is an actual terrorist attack that's related to the Syrian plotline. Not relevant to the movie.
Yeah, not very relevant.
Just happens.
There's this another CIA plotline that's just kind of fan service.
It's nothing.
Well, it's so what it is it's the daughter of his friend in the CIA.
Right.
Which is a big deal in the first movie and the second, because she's the one who gives him all the information he needs in the first. Not even information. He just goes to consulting her because it's his old partner from back in the day. And in the second movie, she gets like assaulted. I think she gets like sexually assaulted and then murdered. And then that's what the whole second movie is he's avenging her.
Oh.
Because it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing in the second.
I only saw the first one, by the way.
The second movie plot is actually pretty decent compared to the first and the third. So that's a big deal in the second one is that she gets murdered and he's going out for vengeance on her. He's got to equalize things. So in the third movie, the CIA agent that helps him out this time around, or helps him out, is actually the daughter of that girl.
I see. So
that's what her whole plot was about.
But she doesn't do anything relevant to this movie.
We could have existed without it. I really do think it was just fan service because it's the last movie.
Yeah.
That's all it felt like to me, personally. I thought they could have done without her and her partner, which is top 5 worst acting I've ever seen in a movie.
You mean Roy from The Office?
Oh my gosh, bro. It was so bad.
Bro, it's Roy from The Office, though. Roy from The Office
you're not
works for the CIA.
No, we can't do it. We can't. He's not that good to give him credit like that.
But
okay?
it's Roy from The Office.
No, I was okay with this when we did like Haunted Mansion and it was like Danny DeVito. It's like, yeah, but it's Danny DeVito, whatever.
Hey, that was Danny DeVito.
Yeah,
this is Roy from The Office.
No, not good enough excuse. He was trash.
It's Roy from The Office. He's from The Office. He's a god tier actor.
Every line I hear him say, it just is so out of place. It doesn't feel like he's even trying to act. Like, I could have probably done better. And I will never really say that. I'm not the kind of guy to be like, I could act better than him. I did theater. I was a thespian.
I want to do something with you. Like, I want to act with you so badly, Ricky. I want to do a project with you. Just see how it goes.
I could probably do it. I just don't think I could learn lines very well. It'd have to be improv.
Bro, No. Here's what you can do. This was one of the most bizarre set situations I've ever been on. Because last year I did a project for this web series where there's they had like a C-list actor, like known in some communities on it. And when we showed up, he was really nice. He was awesome. But when we got there, his wife brought huge note cards with all his lines on it. He didn't memorize anything.
Was a C-list actor.
Well, I mean,
he doesn't need to.
I think, because I don't want to like dog on him about it, because I do think there's some people who actually have an issue with memorization, and so to compensate for that, they wrote up all the note cards and then brought like a lather to then tape them onto, so that while doing like monologues and stuff, he could like casually look over and then
expose them. Who's your source? It's Ed Helms. We already C-list right there in the middle.
He was great. I don't want to go into. It was an odd project I was in, but
see, I could
Because we could do that for you.
That wouldn't work because I'm so blind.
That's
if people who know me know I'm so blind.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way I'd be able to read anything on the card.
That would be so funny though to see you try it. Like
I think I'd be better off just hopping into a scene and you all know your lines, and then I have to just feed off of it. I probably would do better doing it that way.
Yeah.
Than actually learning the lines.
You and I should do. We should do like an improv class together.
That could be fun.
Or we could do our own improv. We should do an episode of this with just improv night.
That could be fun. We'll do
we
like
stream ourselves doing improv, the most cringe stream we can possibly think of.
We could do like a stream, and then people could put in like a topic, and once we change it,
it would all be like super bad topics though.
Yeah.
They're gonna tell us the most. Be Shrek.
That's why we make it has to be a donation to change the topic.
They still would. They still would make it. They still would do Be Shrek. Now, David, play Danny DeVito.
Do the roar.
Do the roar.
I'm doing the roar constantly.
I would also be down to see you, like, we take the scenes that Roy from The Office was in this movie, and then we write out the lines, and then we have you do that.
I could do that.
And then see if you could do better acting.
I could do that. Maybe it's because everybody else's acting was actually decent.
Mm-hmm.
That it just made him really stand out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like every single thing he said, I was like, what? Like, why are you here? The movie doesn't need you, bud.
Yeah.
I don't know. He had no emotion. He was just reading lines.
Yeah.
Like, she'd be like...
They might have had the ladder set up for him.
Yeah, she's like, we're looking for the wrong people. It's not terrorists. As she's, like, dying on a bed. It's not terrorists. It's the cartel. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. And then later on... Like, hey, the boss wants to talk to you. They want to know who cracked the Italian job. Good job.
Very casual CIA, man.
Money? Where's my money? Who's paying me for this? I read lines. Did you guys not see me do it?
Hello?
Look, man.
Hello?
My agent just really hooked me up with this job. I needed the money. Who's got it?
Where'd the money?
Yeah.
I just love that they had him dress the same way he dressed as Roy from The Office, too. He was dressed as in the same factory worker setup.
Yeah, that's true, huh? Yeah, he was.
It was just handyman vibes.
Put him over.
Very odd CIA garb. A CIA agent could wear anything, but
yeah, it's true.
They took the same outfit. I'm pretty sure from the set.
I'll find that outfit and I'll redo those lines, and you could Photoshop me into the movie.
We should absolutely do that.
I just do my own line. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. I mean, look, the Equalizer is not really, the series is not bound to its acting. I mean, the second movie has some good acting. Pedro Pascal's in the second one.
I did know that. I love him.
He does good there. I mean, in the first movie, it's there's another. Oh, David Harbour's in that.
Oh, he's in the first one?
Yeah. He's in the first movie, which is not his best work, but still.
Well, he wasn't really well known at that point.
Yeah, 2014. Yeah, I think Stranger Things had like just started.
Yeah, it may have been after.
I mean, I know he's been in stuff before that, but like Stranger Things.
He took off after Stranger Things. That's where it happened.
Stranger Things. That's what he is.
Everyone has their like big break, and that was Stranger Things for him. He's well known now.
David Harbour, he's a funny guy, but I feel like he's kind of a diva because he did Stranger Things and he took off and it blew him up and everybody started putting him in stuff, and then he was like, I don't want to do TV shows. And it's like, bro, but you just did a TV show. You did one show. I don't
think that's a diva thing.
Bro, just be in the show.
No, I don't think that's a diva thing. No. Because he
had to have his Walkman in Gran Turismo. He hates TV shows. Hates it. They made him hate it.
No, because there's a difference.
No, I get it.
There's a difference,
right?
I know. Because you can end up on a TV show and it goes for 15 seasons and you're the same character the entire time. And it's like, bro, this is so boring. I'm making bank. I'm so bored, though.
I think I'm just in a bad mood from the movie. I think I'm just mad.
You're me right now.
Yeah.
You are me right now.
I was looking forward to seeing him go and kill people, and he just kills like 6 people.
Yeah. And it's not like... This is not an action movie. Everyone going to see this, if you're considering this movie, it's not an action movie, and you need to know that.
It's a drama.
Here's exactly what this movie is. I had this thought during it, and the entire final, quote, fight sequence confirmed it for me. This is Hitman the video game, the movie, and it is the route taken where nothing bad happens to the hitman. The stealth operation goes perfect.
Mm-hmm.
There's literally nothing that goes wrong for him. You as the player, you are an expert and did everything right. Never get alerted.
Yeah.
And that's why it's not an action movie. Because he's never caught. There's never a fight. He always manages to get the jump on everyone. That's what this is.
Only time he's ever down bad is when he gets shot at the beginning of the movie. But that doesn't really count because we're 10 minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I know this movie's 2 hours and you get shot 10 minutes in, I expect, oh, wow, that's going to suck later on.
Yeah.
When we're in the final battle and he's dealing with the bullet wound in his back.
Right.
Nope. 2 weeks.
Also,
Totally fine in 2 weeks. He's like perfect. If anything, he's better than before.
Right.
Because now he's perfect. Nothing goes wrong.
A shot in your back. It only takes 2 weeks to recover from that, apparently.
Yeah, I mean,
that's all it is.
Maybe that's why the first 2 movies feel like there's always something missing. Because he's never, I mean, in the second movie, he's at a point where he's in danger. But the first movie, he's never truly in danger. It's always somebody else. And he's just like willing to do whatever to help to save that person.
Yeah.
And then there was that moment in this one too, but I didn't really care much for the police officer because he seemed corrupt anyway, so who cares?
Yeah, it was...
Not corrupt, he just was allowing the mafia to win.
Right, I don't know, man. That was probably the most heartbreaking part of the movie. Every time that they actually showed the mafia harassing this police officer, the marshal, and then like almost killing his wife and daughter, those were the moments in this film that I freaked out during.
Yeah.
Because I think the best part of this movie was that the younger brother, Vincent, who was like the main person going out and like doing the arson and beating the marshal and everything. That guy was actually terrifying to me and was fun to watch because of it.
Good thing we killed him halfway through.
Yeah, the only interesting character in the movie.
The only like development, like character development that we got to dive into.
He was the only one with an
halfway.
objective too that we knew. Where early on we see why is he doing the things that he's doing, because he wants to be respected by his older brother who runs the mafia.
Yeah.
So when the older brother tells him, "Hey, here's your opportunity. We need to make moves, and it's going to be really bad. You're going to lead that." That's why he's doing all of this. He was the only one with an actual arc through the movie, and then we killed him.
And they invested time into showing that, like emphasizing that. We spent like 10 minutes emphasizing that.
Yeah.
And then we just killed him. I mean, which, granted, he was going to die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course he was.
But I would have loved to have seen it happen later on, maybe.
Yeah. Because it was such a waste for that. Like, I knew what they were doing throughout of like, we're showing the city because we're showing how endeared Mr. Washington is becoming to Altamonte. Mr. Washington, that's who he is.
Yeah.
Mr. Bob Washington. He's becoming very endeared to the town, and you are too now. Also, we're watching the villains because we're seeing at just how bad the villains are.
Yeah.
And then it turns out they're like super easy to kill.
Very easy.
Not a big deal at all.
Takes like a knife. I don't even think he shot a gun that whole last fight scene.
He didn't.
He just took a knife and just was going in on people.
He took a knife. He had what is it? The garrote. The garrote to do this.
Yeah.
And then all the meth pills.
Easy.
And that was it. They killed everyone with that. Yeah. That's all you needed. I think that Mr. Washington just didn't want to do fight scenes.
Well,
in this movie.
And that's the thing with action movies is when you make more than one of the same series, you have to keep upping not only the ante, but you have to keep updating kills. Like that's why John Wick is just so good, because each movie they just up themselves by making a greater action sequence before the first.
It's same innovative with, each movie.
Yeah, same thing with like Mission Impossible. They up the ante and they up the sequences. They innovate some of the action.
Yeah.
Like Tom Cruise's goal is like, I won't do the movie unless something can top the last.
Right.
Like, unless the stunt I'm doing is more dangerous than the last.
Yeah.
And that is what makes good action movies. I feel like with this movie, they just said, let's just wrap it up and like give people, the same kills as before. Maybe they'll like that. Because I don't remember anything in this that felt like he upped himself. They upped the stakes or they upped the kill.
The stakes felt...
they were pretty minimal.
They were very low comparatively. I still think it's bizarre that an actual terrorist attack happens in this movie, and it has nothing to do with the main people we're trying to get rid of.
All the terrorist attack did was dehumanize the villain a bit more, because they were like, so you're doing business with the Syrians and helping them out so that they can attack our people. And it was like, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, so it made the villains that we were focused on even worse. Also, there is now they said it was a terrorist organization that the CIA has never heard of, that was being funded by this mafia because of how they were doing their finances. That's a huge deal. Not relevant to the movie. Not relevant at all.
Also, that guy that they killed, well, on the most wanted list.
Yeah.
But we don't know him. I never heard of his gang.
There's just no one.
Pretty impressive.
Great, cool.
Yeah, that whole side plot was just weird. Like, they really tried to involve world politics and stuff like that into the movie, but that's not what The Equalizer is about. The Equalizer is about, him getting revenge or avenging others who have had terrible things happen to them, and that's what the plot starts as and ends as. But everything in between is like, whoa, we're doing way too much world building right now.
Yes. Far too much world building.
Way too much, which is funny because we normally enjoy that when it's relevant in the movie. And like this movie, it didn't very much feel relevant, and that's not what this series is about. We've made 2 other movies where that's not important.
Well, I think what they were trying to do was like, we are a grounded action series. Like it feels real.
Yeah.
So the fact that he got shot in the back, we do need him to heal. So we're going to take 30 minutes to show that. And during the healing process, he's going on a walk everywhere in the town. And he's going to the cafe. And he's just going to chill there.
He has his spoon.
He has to bring his own spoon to the cafe. He goes to the fish vendor and gets fish from them. And then learns about the gang because of it. And now he's just continuing to walk around.
Yep.
He goes to the church. He's just hanging out. This movie was 5 minutes. 5 minutes of the movie was The Equalizer 3. The other hour and 45 minutes was Old Man Vacations in Italy. That's what the movie was.
Yeah.
That's entirely what... There were 2 separate films. That's what they were.
Yeah. It was just so strange. I think that's the appeal and the charm, right? Of like the first Equalizer movie is that he's avenging somebody's like injustice.
Yeah.
Right. And that's where you're like, yeah, these people deserve to die. Mm-hmm. In this one, it's like, yes, these people deserve to die, obviously, but I don't feel like the stakes are really there because I didn't know about his stakes until the last 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Which again is just weird. That's not how these series are built.
Well, you know what's funny? So right from the beginning, when he shows up in Altamonte and is getting better, the marshal actually has a conversation with him at the cafe, and it clearly knows who Mr. Washington is, and goes, "Hey, this is a really tight-knit town. Please don't ruin that." And it's basically a veiled statement of, I know who you are. I know what you do. Please don't destroy the city I love. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. So I thought what we were building up to was going to be like a huge city fight towards the end, where like, not only am I avenging like the marshal or the people who've been terrorized, but now I'm avenging an entire town. That was actually cool. I thought, as that was what I thought we were doing. Nope.
No,
we weren't.
We were just building up to a big parade for nothing.
A big parade. I don't know why they were celebrating already. Yeah. Like, that same night was the night where a terrorist act almost happened in the town, too. Like, a shootout almost happened. And immediately after, they're like, time to parade.
Time to parade. We're going to get
We all feel safe and sound here.
Yeah. I mean, and viewers listening, we're not talking about the football game. We know about the football game. We are talking about the freaking church. Like, what was that all about?
I don't know.
It was more the town. That might have been something that's like embedded in Italy history of just they do this thing all the time.
Probably. Maybe.
I don't think we ever learned that.
Nope.
The only thing I know that the town was looking forward to was the football game.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Yeah. What it is that because that little parade sequence of them going from the church to the beach, they kept showing shots of that during the entire final sequence in the mansion where he's killing everyone. So in order to make it feel like something's going on, we have to keep panning back to these weird shots of the parade. That's what the movie was. They continued to bounce back and forth between filler shot, something relevant. Filler shot, something relevant. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, I know. We were just sitting there like, all right, filler. Okay, now there's a sequence of cars driving. Means nothing.
We watched.
Oh, hold on. There's a couple bikers. They're riding through the... all right, cool.
Dude, when the bikers...
Don't know who they are.
When the bikers got introduced for the first time and then we watched them drive off, it was legit a 2-minute sequence where we watched them drive through the entire city for no reason, just to waste time.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know what that was all about. Like, don't get me wrong. There are some very cool shots in this movie.
Yeah.
And that's all there is very cool shots.
Yep.
That's it. That's all the movie felt like. It felt like they just got a bunch, like the director was just way too artsy with it.
Yeah.
And you know, kudos, good job. You made some artsy shots.
Right.
I'm an action goer. I wanted to see Denzel, who in the first movie is shooting you with a freaking nail gun in the Home Depot. Hell yeah. The second movie, we're having a snipe out in a freaking hurricane. Hell yeah. The third movie, check this out. It's Sicily. How cool is that? You guys like that? There's more. We want to see some cars drive around. It's a Mercedes.
Have you ever been to Italy?
It's a BMW. Look at it.
Isn't
you
that
like it?
Look at this small Italian bistro.
Wow.
Look at this cafe.
Here's a spoon.
Here's this.
So dumb. So dumb. I think that's what made me mad. And they upped the stakes in the first two. You know, we have a cool fight in the Home Depot. That's unique. We have a fight in a hurricane. That's unique. In this one, it's like, bro, he just kind of like sneaks into a mansion. What would be most action movies' middle or early fight was this movie's main fight.
Yeah.
Like sneaking into a house and killing everybody in it. And then just like, I gotcha.
Yeah.
And it's funny that I say that because it's how this movie started. It was the exact same thing.
Yep.
That's all that those fights are good for. Is that you don't end on that unless you're planning to kill off your character, or it's like 1 versus 60 people.
Yeah.
He's obviously gonna get hurt. But nope, he's fine, perfectly fine.
I just couldn't believe that they made him. Like, I get this with some stories where like with, again, John Wick, he's invincible. But the whole movie, in each of the movies, he's actually taking hits the entire time. He gets run over by cars, and then he's like limping through things and having to endure that. He actually gets shot and is wounded momentarily and has to actually bandage himself up in these films. Or during fights, he has to do something crazy. Is that true to life? No. But that's the movie, right? And I get it that if they were trying to go for, we're going for something grounded with our action film, like that's a choice to make in your story, and that's great. But also, when nothing goes wrong for the main character, the entire story feels empty.
Yeah.
The villains, they had no chance. They never got a single hit in on Mr. Washington. They never had a chance. As soon as Mr. Washington decides to kill you, everything goes well for him.
Yep.
There were no stakes in this movie. And that's literal. There were only salads.
Wow. Wow. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next week.
My dad joke, I'm sorry.
That was good.
I got him.
That was good.
Thank you. Thank you. Right here. Put it there.
Look, man, this movie was just, I don't know. It was just lacking.
Yeah.
It was lacking. Trying to think of something I did like. I mean, I liked the kills. Those were fun to watch.
They were cool. The best part of the movie, I think, is the first fight.
Oh yeah, like the first 5 minutes of this movie, hype. Gets you really hyped up for an action-packed movie because they just go right out the gun. We are action-packed, baby. We got a lot in store for you.
Yeah.
And then I watch an hour and a half of a drama. But besides the point, the first 5 minutes is great.
Because He's cold. He's stoic. He tells the bad guy in front of him exactly what's about to happen without any fear at all, and then does it, including grabbing the guy's revolver, shoving it into his eye, then turning him around as a shield, shooting through his head into the main bad person. Oh my gosh, the first fight was amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome. That first fight was insane.
And then no more. None of it. None of that ever again.
He uses a gun.
He actually uses the gun during the fight. Gun.
Like it's hype. You're like, oh my gosh, he just went berserk in this house.
Yeah.
Nope. That's it. That's all you get. Mm-hmm. Like that's as innovative as it got was that first fight. And even again, he goes back to his signature kill with the corkscrew on one of the people.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh, he did that in the first one. That's cool. And then that was about it. There was no other unique kills. Everything else is stuff he's done before. Like in John Wick, at least they do like unique stuff.
Yeah.
Like, bro, nothing will ever top in John Wick 4 when they do the over top view.
It's one of the greatest shots, one of the greatest scenes in
bust
cinema.
Out the dragon's breath and he's just bah, bah. Oh my gosh.
The 5-minute, an actual 5-minute action sequence all in one take, all over as if it were a video game. Just one of the greatest shots in cinema that we've seen in the past several years. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I was overdosing on action. It was insane.
Right. And again, an action film does not have to be action the entire time. That's what the John Wick movies are. But if it's not, your story has to be somewhat decent. Yeah. And the story, there was no story here. Again, it was Old Man Vacations in Italy, which is not what the movie's marketed as. That's not what I came to see.
Yeah, there's a story, but like all it is for fan service, and these movies don't really have insane stories, but they're enough to keep you interested. Mm-hmm. This one was not enough to keep me interested because I didn't know what the story was until the last minute.
Yeah.
I think that's where they really missed the mark. Was they tried something different and it failed.
Yeah.
At least for me. There's probably people out there who just enjoyed it and had a great time. Look, I wish I was you. I wish I could have just sat there and just shut my mouth and just been like,
look, that is the case with every single movie, though, okay? Is the majority of random people who end up going to the theater are going to be like, that was good. Maybe it wasn't that great, but that was good. It's one of the 3 movies of the year I go to see. Guys like us who see everything now, we're gonna go crazy on it. I get it if it was just meant to be a fun thing or whatever, but it's not a good movie. It's not.
Yeah.
And you're wrong if you think otherwise. That's a fact. Dunzo.
Or it's an opinion.
Nope. Incorrect. Fake news.
Yeah, I don't know. We're in September. That's what it is.
Yeah, it feels like it.
We're very much just in September. It was this way last year too. It's just slow movies, bro. I have not seen any marketing for this movie either.
No,
I did not even realize it had come out yet.
Maybe there were trailers, but we show up late enough to movies now that
even then though, I feel like everything we've seen, we usually see a trailer for. Even though we've been showing up late to trailers, we still have seen the trailers. And if we haven't seen them in theaters, I'm on Twitter a lot. And I follow a lot of movie channels, and I see trailers for stuff that we're about to see anyway on there.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen anything for the Equalizer. When you said somebody recommended it, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that even was out.
It's a word of mouth movie.
Man. Apparently. I just feel like I don't know what happened. It should have been exciting to go see Equalizer. It should have been like big news, but personally I didn't see anything, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But maybe people obviously it's that. I know things get targeted to certain people, and maybe I just wasn't in the target audience.
I mean, the theater we were in had a sizable audience, and I think the majority of them were older folks.
Over 60.
It was an older demographic coming to see the movie. So, like, it is possible that you weren't the demographic to show the marketing to. But also, it still is meant to be an action movie. So, like, that's kind of an everyone thing.
I'm literally your target demographic. It's me.
Yeah.
It's me.
I was hyped to see another action movie. We haven't seen one in like 2 months, I think. And I was looking forward to this movie today. I'm very bummed.
Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible was the last one, yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, I think TMNT was.
TMNT, that's animated. That was awesome.
animated.
That was dope.
Yeah, that was a good movie. Oh, remember a good movie? Remember a good movie like TMNT?
I on the way here, I was literally looking up what's coming out because I was just like, man, we gotta. Like, I was getting sad.
I think we have some interesting stuff coming out the next couple weeks. Because we have like Dumb Money's coming out next. I think that's I'm right about that, right? That's coming out next week. And then, bro, Paw Patrol.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. I was pretty excited about Paw Patrol, but I kind of want to see the creator.
I kind of want to see the creator as well, but bro,
I'm interested. I like a good sci-fi movie, and this movie feels very much like a Star Wars clone. Mm-hmm. But I'm interested.
I'm interested too, but hear me out. Paw Patrol, dude. It's the dogs, and they talk, and they're like, there's a police officer dog. He's a police officer dog.
Bro, talking dogs. I'm a Bluey main, bro. Everybody knows this. If it was the Bluey movie, I'm there. But
not me.
Paw Patrol, he was so like 4 years ago.
No.
5 years ago. So old.
No, I'm here for Paw Patrol.
Everybody's new favorite talking dog is Bluey, and that's
Incorrect.
a fact.
Incorrect.
That's a fact.
I'm here
that's a fact.
I'm here for Paw Patrol. I want it. That's maybe that week you and I go see separate movies and tell the other.
Oh, that could be fun. You go see Paw Patrol. I'll go see the creator, and I'll let you know how much better mine was than yours. Actually, no, that's probably wrong. Paw Patrol will probably be fun.
I mean, yeah, they'll be great.
We need a kid. There's no way we can. We got looked at pretty hard last week when we went to go see. What did we see?
Last week.
Oh, My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Yeah, we got some looks for that.
Why did
when he was ripping the ticket, he was like, "Really?" Like,
oh yeah, he's like, "Oh,
yeah." He's like, "Really?"
Because to me, he went, "Oh, you're going to the wedding." Oh, and then like looked at me. The 6'2", the large man by himself, because you had already gone in. I'm like, cool. It's at the very end of the theater.
Yeah, for me, he did a double take. He was like, he scanned the ticket. And he's like, and I noticed the double take, and I just took off because I was like, I don't want to hear it.
That's fine. We don't. Dude, we get.
I don't really care what people think. Obviously, I mean, yeah. You know me. My toes are literally painted. I don't care what people think.
I know.
But like Paw Patrol. It's a bit different when we're two grown men and a kid's like that's a kid's.
It's gonna be fun.
That's
you
a kid's
can't be thinking
movie.
Like that. It's still a movie. Okay,
that is a kid's movie.
You cannot be
like
thinking
we've gone
like
and seen like kids movies, but this is an actual like under 6 years old kids movie.
Yeah, technically, so was Elemental. The kids were running around the entire film.
Disney movies don't count. There's Disney adults. That's a thing. That's a completely different thing.
Why aren't there Paw Patrol adults? Why aren't there Paw Patrol adults? Okay,
it's not a thing.
It is a thing.
Nah, I mean, I'm down to go see it, but I really want to see the creator.
Oh. You let us know which one you want us to see, but we're seeing Paw Patrol.
Let us know what you want us to see, and let us know why it's Paw Patrol.
Mm-hmm. Yes, everyone wants us to go see Paw Patrol. I promise. But it's a fact. Look, I'm with you, bro. I want to see it too, but.
Also coming out the same week as Saw, but I think I'm the only one that wants to see that.
Well, we'll go into September or into October, and we'll do it then.
Yeah, that's true. I'm excited for that, but that's just a personal.
Look, bro,
I love this series.
We'll see all of it. We'll see all of it. Maybe we'll do a double feature. We'll figure it out.
Triple
feature. We'll figure it out.
We'll do all three in one go.
Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah, we saw this movie though. We saw the Equalizer 3.
Equalizer 3. How do you feel about that movie being the ending of it?
Meh.
I liked the ending for him of, he now retires in like this nice little town.
Mm-hmm.
That's wholesome.
That's sweet.
It's this peaceful little town now. For me though, I feel like that whole hour and a half of filler would have only been cool if we were going to do more.
Yeah.
Like maybe because I know there's a TV show, but I don't think the TV show has anything to do with the movie.
Yeah. I feel like we needed more discovery. Like we had a lot of discovery of the town itself, but I think the story needed to be more of a journey that eventually ended up in this small Sicilian town. And then while he's there, realize like maybe like 10 minutes is him like learning a little bit about it as he's like casing the place or trying to find the mafia or the bad guy. And he's like, oh, this place is dope. I'm going to stay here. Yeah. This is a good end for me as I save this place and the world or whatever.
In the world, yeah.
Because we legit spent an hour and a half walking through the streets and just chilling the whole time.
Admiring the beauty, which it is a beautiful city.
Yeah, but
Again, great shots. But that doesn't make up for an entire movie.
I think all of the showrunners for this film just wanted to go to this town in Italy and have tax write-offs for it.
It did feel that way.
And just, let's write the whole script in this town that we all want to vacation in for a couple months. That sounds like a good idea.
I wonder if they just couldn't come up with a better storyline in Boston, maybe? Like, because I don't know. I mean, it doesn't seem like this was more exciting than what's happened in the past.
Yeah.
Like, I like when we were in, local hometown hero.
Mm-hmm. So
being in the other side of the world is like, oh, the stakes better be pretty high here.
Yeah.
But they just never felt it that way. And it's funny because I just didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't care about the terrorist attack happening. Because there's nothing to
heartless
do with,
man.
It has nothing to do with my boy.
You heartless man.
I'm here to see the Equalizer equalize for people who can't do it themselves.
Yeah, I really do think it was an odd choice for during the B plot to bring up an extremely
insane storyline.
Yeah, of an actual terrorist organization in the world, and then it's not related at all, because that is very high stakes.
Like I was watching a Mission Impossible mashed up.
Yeah, like that is very high stakes. I think that if they wanted to include that, this story needed to go into that territory then.
Yeah.
But that would not have been a wholesome film like they wanted, apparently.
And the storyline in the second one, I still think, is stronger than this one, and that one's a bit more complex. So, like, in terms of upping the ante, they missed the mark heavily.
Yeah.
Because in the second one, the whole story arc is like the agent in the CIA who's helping him out, her partner is the one who actually scheduled the hit on her because he was dealing with foreign affairs that he shouldn't have been dealing in, and she was going to find out. He knew she was going to find out, so he had her killed, and that becomes... The Equalizer finds out about that, and he comes out to him in his driveway in front of his family. Like, his kids are on the other side of the street, and he's talking to him and all them, and he's like, the only downside to killing you guys is I don't get to do it twice. Like, it's so brutal.
That's like, a great line.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's hype. He's just like, yeah, my only the thing unfortunate is I only get to do it once.
Oh my god.
So, like, see you later. Be looking forward to it.
That's a villain line.
Yeah,
Holy cow.
I know. And so, like, going from that to this, it's like, bro, what just happened?
You know what? Actually, that's okay. I think what they were trying to go for with this movie then, because a whole part of that filler through the town was also this dilemma of he doesn't know if he's a good or bad person. And I think they just dove too much into this theme of, like, he's trying to, like, he's regretting all the things that he's done, and like he just wants to live the rest of his days like a normal person, as a good man. And it's like,
as he should.
That's not the vibe though of everything else. Everything else is kind. He's a brutal person, and you see that in the very first minutes of this movie. This is a brutal man and very cold. It's odd for him to have intense emotions like that and suddenly question everything. I guess, like, it would happen, but for that to be the focal point of the movie is odd when previously we've had him do stuff like that, of thinking the thing that sucks about this job is I don't get to kill you twice. Oh, wow.
Oh,
that's a brutal heart.
Yeah. It was very off. Let us know what you think, though. If you think that we're wrong on this, we could be. We'll admit it.
No, we're
not. But we're not.
We're not wrong.
I want to hear the other side of this, though. I want to hear people who genuinely enjoyed the movie and have a different thought of it, of like, no, it was deep meaning this, and this. I want to hear your thoughts because I'm interested. I'm all ears because I was upset coming out. So I'd love to hear the A side of this.
I don't want to hear it. I think it's I don't want to hear it. I don't think anyone else has thoughts about the movie because no one's seeing it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the only reason people like this movie is because they love Denzel Washington, which, granted, he is a legend.
He's great. He's
a legend. He obviously knows what he's doing.
But
doesn't matter.
Also, it seems like there's a part of this film where he may have decided, nah, I don't want to fight.
Yeah.
No, I'm in my 60s. I don't want to fight.
I'm old. I don't want to do these movies no more.
Like, I want to end it. I write the script, but make sure that it's chill. I get to sit down a lot. I get to walk around with my cane.
And my spoon. Don't forget his spoon.
The spoon thing was the most bizarre ending possible that they could have chosen.
I looked it up because I didn't know what that meant.
So to clarify on this, at the very end of the movie, when he kills the mafia and also the town wins the local football game, the cafe he's at, he's going out to celebrate, but the woman he's connected with at the cafe brings him the spoon he was using, and he's like, "Oh, you forgot this." And then the movie ends. And apparently, you looked it up, apparently to this cafe, he had to bring his own spoon. And that's never mentioned. But it's relevant, I guess.
It might have been in that part where he was like being all neat on the table. Maybe it was something in one of the other movies I missed, but I don't remember that at all.
Why are you bringing a spoon?
Don't forget your spoon.
Why can't you get a spoon at the cafe though?
Yeah, like,
and if that is a thing, why is it not mentioned at all?
Yeah, we must have missed something because it made no sense.
I don't feel like we missed anything.
I did not get that. That was the weirdest way to end the entire franchise, is being like, "Don't forget your spoon, old man."
It should have been, old man, you sweet old heart, bringing your spoon to the cafe. We got hundreds of spoons in the back. I could have brought them out to you every day, bud.
That was weird.
But I mean, if you have your own special spoon that you want to use every day, that's fine too. Just don't forget it, because then it's gonna end up in my collection, and you're not getting it back, old man. And that's a fact.
Yeah.
So don't forget your spoon.
The other thing about this movie is, and this isn't necessarily, maybe it's just because of the location they filmed, but I feel like every location we went to was the exact same.
Mm-hmm.
Like every street looked the exact same. And that's probably just because that's how it really looks in real life.
Yeah.
But still, I was just like, I was so confused every time we were showing where we were. I was like, is this the cafe? Oh, yeah, that's the cafe.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the fish? It is the fish place that burnt down. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. There were three main places in this entire town: the cafe, the fish vendor, and the restaurant where he gets his salad from.
That's it.
And that's all. That's the only thing this town had to offer, were these three places.
Yeah, interesting movie.
Bad movie. All right, well, you want to...
Let's plug it in.
Let's plug it into
the boys.
Yeah, you can get the banana meter and the boys.
I'll be back.
Yep, go get them. We had a whole incident with them last week, so hopefully they'll be better this time. Yep. Wow, there they come. Here they come. Wow. Wow, they're all carrying spoons.
Oh, thank you for the spoon.
I don't have that many spoons. Where'd they get these? How? They all just have spoons, and they're like clashing the spoons against each other.
Oh, wow. Look at them. Yeah.
They're like...
Oh, gosh. That one just gouged the...
Whoa.
Brutal. Can't show that.
Okay, disregard
Slave
that. Put
the banana meter.
Put the meter
Leave it
up.
there.
Put a
Yeah,
Band-Aid
thank
over
you,
it.
thank
Put a
you.
Band-Aid over
Yeah,
it and
just
get in
put
the
it
other
right
room.
there.
I don't want to
Plug it
see
in.
this. I don't want to see this.
Plug it in.
Get out.
Again, folks, we're so sorry. They're just so camera shy. There's a lot of blood. I just don't want to show any of
hate
it.
them.
The Minions. No, I like the Minions.
No, I don't. You don't live with them.
That's probably why I love them.
Yeah, I live with them, and it's hell. Because they do this all the time. They do stuff like this. They get items. I don't know where they're stealing things. This is gonna fall apart. They're gonna burn this place down.
Yeah. You started off.
Okay, I'll start it off. Again, there's one thing about this movie that I like, and it's the Vincent character. I really like that actor. I thought he was the only one who had an arc. I
forgot about him.
Yep. Because they killed him. They shouldn't have killed him. They should have made him...
At least wait till the end. I would have felt more vindicated if he died at the end than the actual guy who died at the end.
I think they killed the wrong person first. They needed to kill the head of the mafia first to then elevate Vincent even more, who we saw way more of, and make him grieve and then become an even more brutal person.
Yep.
And then we have to then take down this terrifying villain. That would have been way cooler, and he was the best actor. Look, Mr. Washington did great. He's a great actor. I'm not saying he's bad at all. But this Vincent guy, who I've never heard of, was my favorite part of the movie. So he was great.
His name is Pateri Rosello.
Is it?
No, I made that up.
Okay, all right. You almost got me. You almost got me, you mean
I just
man.
made it up. Sorry. I was
Okay.
trying to think of an Italian
Yeah,
name.
Pateri Rosello. Pateri Rosello did such a fantastic job. I'm really excited for Pateri Rosello because I think he's been casted.
Greatest Italian actor of all time.
Pateri Rosello. He was phenomenal, Mr. Rosello. He was so good. So I wanted more of him. Luckily, we did have a lot of him, so that was fun. But even though his scenes were also a bit terrifying for me. So that is the only interesting part of the movie for me, was him. Everything else, legit, was just old man vacationing in Italy. Mm-hmm. And that's very bad. That's a very bad movie. I think this movie gets like a 15. Because this was so ridiculously boring, especially considering it was supposed to be an action film.
Yeah.
And it's not an action film one bit. It's very bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Weirdly enough, I think my rating's a little bit higher than yours, but not by much. I liked when there was action, it was cool. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh yeah, give me this 5 minutes of action. Very fun. There's some nice shots and there's some decent acting. It was cool seeing Dakota Fanning come out of nowhere. And then she's going to go back into her hole and show up in another 5 years.
Yeah, by the way, Dakota Fanning was the CIA person we've been talking about.
Yeah, she's cool.
She was dope. Cool. Good for her.
It's good to see her in something again.
Yeah. We're proud of you. But Pateri Rosello.
Pateri Rosello, you blew my mind.
Everyone look out for Pateri Rosello. I promise you're going to see a lot more of him.
He's on the come up.
Anyway, proceed.
I'm playing it in at like a 20.
Mm-hmm.
Only for like the nice action. It probably could have gone higher if there wasn't like 10 minutes of cars just driving that have nothing to do with anything.
Yeah. And a parade.
And a parade that meant nothing. And a whole side quest of love that meant nothing. I mean, it was like to show him peace, whatever. But just the story just felt very pointless at times. It just wasn't good.
It's just not good.
Good.
It was just not good.
Yeah.
And you might think otherwise. And Ricky may want to hear it, so you can DM him. I don't want to hear it. I think you're wrong.
Comment down below your official review.
Yeah, what do you give it on the banana scale? Yeah.
Banana meter. What do you think?
Yeah.
100 being the Minions, of course.
Mm-hmm.
It's the greatest movie of all time.
Of course.
And a 0 being, in David's opinion, The Little Mermaid.
That's still a 0.
Live action.
It's still a 0. There is no redemption for that film. Very bad movie. I'm completely right about that too. I'm a jerk.
Let us know your thoughts. Yeah, first like super bad review for me. I did not like this movie.
Yeah.
I was really bored. I was pretty disappointed. I was sad.
I'm shocked that I rated this movie less than My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3 though. Like that movie ended up being like somewhat fun.
At least there was some laughs.
Yeah. And I wasn't like ridiculously bored during it. There was something interesting happening. This was just they completely I do think that all of the people involved with making the movie, like all the showrunners, legit were like, I want a vacation in Italy. Yeah. How do we do that? Oh yeah, we do it for this movie. Well, they'll let us do anything because it's a known franchise. Yeah. So we'll just write the whole thing in Italy and just chill. I think that is actually what happened. Yeah,
very weird movie.
Very weird, very bad. And that's the Equalizer 3, and we saw it and you didn't.
That's the review.
That's the review. We did it. Here, put it there. That's a done deal.
Yep, get it out of here.
Get them out.
Pass it off.
Get it out. We'll never talk about that one again. Thank you so much for listening to Straight Dude Date Night. We do hope you enjoyed just roasting this awful movie. As always, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or whatever, be sure to leave a review, leave a 5-star review, tell a friend about the show as well.
I didn't like their opinion of this movie.
David is wrong about his opinion. This
Why
is
are they so negative? Honestly, in my personal opinion, I thought it wasn't bad.
Leave it.
Yeah, go ahead. You can tell us that. But just know I already said my opinion about that thought. So just so you know. YouTube, be sure to subscribe, like, comment, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and all that stuff, all that jazz. And we thank you for listening to the show. We recently passed 100 subscribers on YouTube, which is super cool. Really cool to have people following us along with all of the movies that we're doing. And
we hit 1,000.
We're on the way, baby. And we have more ideas and more stuff that we're planning to do with this channel and everything. So be on the lookout for that. And I think that's it. I think we're all done.
David?
Yeah.
I'm going to go equalize some stuff.
Okay, is that a threat?
Depends. Who have you crossed?
I hope no one. Okay, bye.